Good day everyone, I am Clare Delfinado from our group and I'm with my co-members Aicie, Caacoy, Earl, Jairo, Buñag, Elaiza Ablaña, Francess Almocera, Heleina, Althea, Hinagpis, Jimmuel A, Kathleen, Equial, Nemar, Delos, Santos, and Suriaga, Israel. This is the main library frame. When the user opens this program, what the user will see here are the choices in admin and student. And in the upper left part, when the user clicks the login frame will appear. And for the change password, when the user click this, the change password frame will appear. And last is for the logout. When the user click this, the currently account that login will log out. For the admin, it has 6 buttons. Those are View Students, Student Management, View Books, Book Management, Reports, and Penalties. In the other hand, for the students, it has 5 buttons. Those are View Books, Borrow a Book, Return a Book, My Transactions, and My Penalties. Whenever the user clicks on each button, a frame will appear that depends on what button the user clicked. And in the upper right, there's a close J menu to exit the program for or all frame. This is the only way to exit the whole program. And for the functionalities in our program code, first is the login and change password J menu item. Line of code for this is .set visible true to show the login and change password frame. And the line of code for the logout, we use if and J option pane to assure the user for logging out. It has yes or no choices. If yes, all the component in main library will .set enabled false, and only the J menu item will be set true to log in another account. For the J menu item exit, the code for this is if J option pane that show confirm dialog to assure the user wants to exit, and if yes, the program will do the next line of code, which is the system.exit 0 to exit the whole program. And for all the J button, the only action performed is the name of the variable in button and .set visible true to show the frame in every button. Also, there's an image attached, and the code we use for this is image for the name, img for the variable equals new, image icon, open parenthesis, this.get class, .get resource, and inside the parenthesis is /library.jpg, .get image. That's it. Thank you. Next presenter, please.
My name is Aicie Caacoy and I will now explain the main login frame. After running the main library frame, the user must log in their account first by selecting the login menu item. The main login will appear and ask the user to log in as an admin or a student. If the user is an admin, they must log in as admin. And if the user is a student, they would have to select the student. On the source code, we only set an action listener to call the other 2 frames to appear when they are being selected. After being selected, the main login will be disposed and the selected frame will appear. In case they change their mind, they will select the back button and the main login frame will be disposed. Admin frame. After selecting the admin button on the main login frame, the admin frame will appear on the screen. The admin user must log in with the default username and password admin. The user can toggle the checkbox to show and hide the password. Then the user will have to select the login button to log in their account. The buttons on the panel admin will be enabled. On the source code of the admin login frame, we use an action listener to perform an if-else statement to recognize the default username and password admin by using the method .contains. If the user and password match, then a J option pane will show to tell the user that they have successfully logged in. Then the text fields will be null. The frame will be disposed and we set all the buttons on the panel admin enabled on the main library frame. Else, if the user didn't match the username or the password, Then a J option pane will show to tell the user that the login is error. On the button clear, we only set the text fields into null to clear them, while on the button cancel, we also used an action performed to make a response for a J option pane message to ask if they are sure to cancel the operation, and if yes, the frame will be disposed. On the checkbox, we used an action listener to set an asterisk echo car for hiding the password.
After making the design for the login frame, we must declare the components that need to be known in the whole program. We will declare btn login, btn signup, btn cancel, and txt password into a private class. Then we will declare action listener to the btn login, btn signup, and btn cancel. In the frame login, the default username is @Jimmy, while the default password is Jimmy. If the user clicks the btn login, it will compare the username and password by using the method if uname that contains @Jimmy and pword that contains Jimmy. If correct, text field will be cleared. A message will pop up telling the user that the login is successful, and buttons in main library will be enabled along the menu items that will be disabled. The frame will also dispose, else the application will tell the users login error, then txt password and txt username will be set to null. If btn signup was selected, the frame student login will dispose and student signup frame will be called and set visible. If the user select btn cancel, confirm dialog will pop up. The integer result will hold a yes result if the user select yes option and will dispose the frame. If the checkbox toggle was selected, the text password will show the character input by the user. If the user unselect the checkbox toggle, the txt password will back to asterisk. Just like the login frame, the frame student change password component will be declared private at the top. The txt username will use key release event handler to get the character input by user. We use table row sorter throw to sort and to filter the model student info. In the other hand, the btn save use event handler action listener. Every time the user clicks btn save, it will compare the new password. If it was same with the username and the old password. If not the same, the application will tell that the password successfully changed, else operation failed. If the user click btn cancel, it will pop up confirm dialog. If the user select yes option, the frame will dispose.
Admin view student. And for now, this is the student who has an account with us that can borrow books, and as you can see, we have here Delfinado, Buñag, Equial, Alcazabas, and recently adding account which is Suriaga by Miss Aicie Caacoy. So this is the time tested. You can also use this search bar using the student ID to search for a specific name. Like ID number 2 is Mr. Buñag and number 3 is Miss Equial, Kathleen. And this is the view student function. For the codes, we use private static string data where the list name of the student compiled. For the JText field, the code for this is string search equal text find that get text open and close parentheses and default table model student info where the enter in text field will go. For the J button for back the line of code for this is dispose open and close parentheses to close only this frame, not all frame.
Admin view book. I'm going to show you how to use view books. As you can see, there are various book categories that the user can borrow from, like science fiction, business, psychology, and many others. So let's assume you are looking for a specific book using its ID, and the book will shows. We have an event handler action listener key release to get the book that input by user. The table row shorter shorts the inputs before placing the J table. If the user clicks the btn back, the frame exits.
Hi, I'm Elaiza Ablaña from ITC. After the admin view students and admin reports, we may proceed the admin management students. In this code, we have a private static string column which is ID, last name, first name, gender, college, course, username, and password. Another private static string is names, and for the programs, we add an event handler in the table student which is addmost listener integer and selected row equals table students that get selected row. We need to set text students that get value as close and open parentheses selected row to string. The label ID count, text last name, text first name, text gender, text username, text password to display to our text field. While we need to set selected item students that get value at close and open parentheses selected row to string. The CBO college and CBO course to display in the J combo box, and also we use row data in a code to display the record in the table student or J table. When we run the student management, there are 5 students that contains ID, last name, first name, gender, college, course, username, and password. If you want to add a student, you must click the add button. Then if you want to delete a row, you must select first the row that you want to delete and click the delete button, then click yes to delete the selected record. But if you want to update the record, select the row first and edit the names, gender, username, and password in the text field, while choose the college and course again in the J combo box if you want changes. The cancel button if you want to stop or close the operation.
Hello everyone, my name is Kathleen Equial from ITC. In Admin Book Management class, there are available book names that is indicated in the TBL book. It is shown in the list of books where the borrower can borrow. This is for managing all of the book information, including the book count, International Serial Book Number or ISBN, book category, book title, the author, publication, and publisher. We also have CRUD for these books. We can add a new book and be displayed at the TBL book by filling up the fields, adding an ISBN, book title, choosing a category, author, publication year, and the publisher. After filling up fields, you can click the new book button to add it on the available book. Add book as damaged button. In this button, it will show another frame that the admin will put another classification of books that is damaged. By clicking the button, the book will be added in the list of damaged books. In Add Category button, as an admin, you can add a category which will add in the list of the categories available. In the frame, it will show a category number and the button of Add and Cancel. The admin can add, delete, and update the list of books that is currently available.
Good day, I am Heleina Althea Hinagpis, and I am here to explain admin penalties. The admin penalties frame has a J table with a list of student names along with the student ID number and the amounts. When the user wants to search, the user must type the student ID and the name of the student will show. We have an event handler action listener key release and text penalties to receive the character that was entered by the user. The table rows shorter organize the data before putting them in a J table. If the user clicks the BTN back, the frame disposes of the event action handler action listener.
Admin report. The purpose of admin report is to inform the admin what book is returned and what is back. As you can see, there's a designated J table for borrowed books and for returned books. It prints information, the books like ISBN, book title, returned by, borrowed in, returned in, or the date that is the important of this report. For the functionalities, in this code, we use public static string, where here you can see the list of names that have borrowed and turned in, and for the J button, backline of code, for this is disposed Open and close parentheses to close only this frame, not all frames.
Hi Sir Janus, I'm Nemar de los Santos from ITC, and this is my brief explanation about the functionalities in our student view books and student return books frame. Here you will find the LBL book list, which contains different books and table book information. It's a kind of the table that you will find some information about different books, such as of what categories, title of a book, ISBN, author of a book, book counts, publication year, and its publishers. And LBL search is a type of J-label that used where you just put the name of a book in the search bar icon, then will immediately direct you to a specific book you are looking for.
Good afternoon, my name is Suriaga Israel. The next part is student borrow book. If you want to borrow a book, you need to log in first before borrowing. If you click one, it would automatically give you the detail like the category of the book, its title, the name of the author, the year it was published, and the name of the publisher. And he will put in the number of you choose. Then, first, you need to put the date when you want to borrow the book. When you click the borrow button, you will be asked a question. Are you sure you want to borrow this book? If you answer yes, something will pop up that say, please return the book after 3 days, or you will have penalty. If you failed to put the date and just click borrow button, you will be asked to select date first.
And as for student return books frame, it's about getting back the book you borrowed from the library. It is only available when you or student wants to return a book that he or she borrowed. And the BTN return is a J button that when you press will submit your response regarding the books you are trying to return. And the BTN cancel is a J button that when you press will cancel your return book, and LBL counts states the number of books you want to return. And about the LBL author, the type of J-label states the author of a book.
I'm Jimmuel A. Rodriguez. In the design of the frame student transaction, we have two separated J-table borrow and return books. In the other hand, we simply start the code by declaring components that will be need private, static, or for the array of reports borrow and reports borrow to be accessible in the class, and public static for the incitation of table and table models. Models report borrow will be the table. The model for table reports borrow while table reports return will have the model reports return. The BTN back will have an event action handler. The frame will be default or if triggered by the user. The design of frame student penalties that has table, button, and text field or search. Codes also start by declaring all the classes that will be needed to declare, declaring private and public static such as content pane, table penalties, array column, array panels, table models penalties, and text penalties. However, the table SP penalties use the model penalties and penalties column as column identifier. Text penalties use key release and the table or work sorter row filter, and rejects filter to search while the VAC has action listener to disappoint the frame if triggered. Thank you.